Hello everyone. Today in this video, I want to respond to the topic of God and suffering by comparing two very different perspectives, which is the Buddhist idea of Buddha mind and the Christian's understanding of God as the Trinity. So for the central argument I'm engaging with is how each tradition explains why suffering exists and how humans should respond to it. My position is that I partially agree with both because they approach suffering from fundamentally different assumptions about reality, self, and God. Well, let me start with Buddhism and the idea of Buddha mind. In Buddhism, suffering, often called dukkha, is not caused by God or a divine plan. Instead, the suffering comes from ignorance, attachment, and desire. According to Buddhist teaching, every person already possesses Buddha mind or an enlightened nature, but we fail to recognize it because we cling to illusions about the self and the world. So, from this perspective, suffering exists because the mind misunderstands reality. There is no external being to blame, and there is no moral judgment placed on suffering. While the solution is not prayer or divine intervention, but awakening. Through meditation, mindfulness, and letting go of attachment, suffering can gradually be reduced and eventually transcended. So in Buddhism, suffering is something to be understood and dissolved, rather than something that has meaning in itself. Now, I want to contrast this with the Christian view of suffering and the Trinity. Well, in Christianity, God is personal and relational, existing as Father, Son, and the Spirit. Suffering is understood within a world shaped by free will, human sin, and brokenness. However, what's important is that God is not distant from human pain. Through Jesus Christ, God enters into suffering. The crucifixion is a powerful symbol of this. While God does not eliminate suffering from a distance, but instead experiences it directly. This means suffering is not meaningless. It can have purpose, especially in shaping compassion, humility, and love. Unlike Buddhism, Christianity does not aim to detect from suffering. Instead, it emphasizes endurance, faith, and hope, believing that suffering can be transformed rather than escaped. Now, in comparing these two views, this is where my position comes in. I partially agree with Buddhism because it offers a very practical and internal approach to suffering. It teaches self awareness and responsibility over one's own mind. There is no dependence on an external force, which can be empowering. At the same time, I find the Christian understanding compelling because it emphasizes relationship. The idea that God suffers with humanity provides emotional and moral meaning to pain, especially in situations where suffering cannot simply be let go of, such as loss, injustice, or illness. In short, Buddha mind seeks liberation from suffering, while Christianity seeks meaning through suffering. One focuses on awakening beyond pain, while the other focuses on love within pain. While to conclude, both traditions offer valuable insights, but they answer different human needs. Buddhism offers a path to inner peace through understanding the mind, while Christianity offers comfort through relationship with a loving God. Rather than seeing these views as contradictory, I think they show how different belief systems shape the way people interpret and endure suffering. I think that's all for me, and thank you for listening, guys.